Hi guys, as promised, here is our Denttach video to see how this works. I've read through the instructions a couple of times, so I think we're gonna be okay. I've got my Denttach currently in hot water right now. Here's the key that goes to it. And these are my immediate dentures, so they're gonna be quite big in my mouth. So I'll be surprised if these fit me at the end of this Denttach video. And you'll notice they've already got a soft liner in them. So that's the pink you already see in there is the soft liner, and that was an at-home soft liner kit because of how big they are in my mouth. So it says to let it sit in the hot water for a little bit. And we want clean and dry dentures, which we have. Check, check, check. And now I'm going to take my paper towels and dry off the Denttach really good, because it says if it's wet at all, this will not stick. So we don't want it to be wet at all. It feels pretty dry. Now we're going to take this, which I like cushion grip. You open it and it automatically starts coming out. But with Denttach, you can see it's got a foil seal on it. And you got that little pin prick up in here that we prick to open it. I already like that so much better. So, all right, now we're gonna put our key on and we're gonna start squeezing some out. I always have a hard time getting these keys started. There we go. They said about a cherry-sized amount, so we're gonna do about that. Wants us to roll it into a ball, and then they want us to stretch it to give it elasticity. Can you see what I'm doing, guys? We're rolling, and we're stretching. Now, I already know I'm going to need more than this for my upper. And it did say if you have overlap that you have to trim later, then you've used enough. But if you don't have any overlap to trim later, then you didn't use enough. So now that's getting quite sticky. So we're going to go ahead and roll this out and start placing it in our upper denture. I'm going to start at one end of the beginning palette and work my way around to the other. Not quite enough. Gonna need a little more for the upper. So I'm gonna go ahead and squeeze that a little more. We're gonna make it pliable again, just like the other one. It already feels better than cushion grip. It's still got a bit of a chemical-y smell to it, which I don't like, but such is the ways. All right, now I am going to try putting this across like that, and we're gonna spread it up a little, and I need just a smidgen more. Just a smidgen more. And then the upper will be done. I like how pliable it is. The cushion grip to me seemed like it was like extra sticky and would really stick to your fingers. This gets sticky after you work with it for a little bit, so that's kind of how you can tell when it is ready. Now, I always had a sore spot on these dentures right on the palate, so I put a little extra there for cushion. And I kind of brought it in off the edges, the back end edges a little bit, because I don't want it to bleed out and make me gag. So with that all said and done, this is what my upper ended up looking like. Now, cushion grip is an orange color. The Denttach is a pink color, which I like because it kind of blends in with the dentures. I'm taking a good amount because I'm going to be spreading this across my bottom denture. So we're going to roll this into a ball, and then we're going to make a little gummy worm, and then we're going to start stretching to make it pliable. My kids are just watching me do this. I think they're kind of fascinated by my denture journey. There, it's getting really sticky, so I'm going to roll it into my gummy worm. Little gummy worm. And I'm going to just start placing it on one end and work my way up to the other end. Perfect, just like that. And we're going to squish it out a little, get those edges, especially those sharp bits that kind of cut into my gums there on the ends. And that looks like I have plenty. So this is what my bottoms look like. So I'm going to put the cover on the rest of this Denttach. It does a little bit, goes kind of a long way. I guess it depends on what your preference is for using it. So after that, we're supposed to immediately place them in our mouths. I'm going to start with my bottom. Brush it down. front and back. Slight tingling sensation, a little burn. I'm not expecting the palette to work at all because of how big it is. It burns. It definitely has a burn to it. And a chemically taste. Is that good? I'm just trying to get past that burn phase right now, guys. It really burns. But so does the cushion grip, so. The back of my palette doesn't sit flush with the top of my mouth anymore. There's like a gap like this between my mouth and my palette. And it bothers me. I always hope something will like seep in there and like fill the gap, but nothing ever does. That's just how big these dentures are on me. And as you can see, I am having a little bit of a hard time speaking in them as well. The burn is starting to go away. I just want to make sure they're sitting in the right place, because this is going to cure for 24 hours. It does say, where did it say that? Keep them in your mouth for a few hours before removing for the first trim. Now, cushion grip was anywhere between 2 to 4 hours, so I'm going to just go by that since they don't have a definitive time on here, and I'll let you know how that works. After 24 hours, you can use scissors to trim the excess that's gone over the edge for a clean and natural look. If there is no excess to trim, too little material has been used. I already feel it coming out, so I know I'm going to have some to trim later. And they want you to wait a couple of hours before you eat anything, but they want you to stick with soft foods and avoid biting into hard food such as apples for 24 hours, as the full cure of the Denttach is complete only after 24 hours. And then the same as with cushion grip. After 7 days, they want you to remove it. Place the denture in hot water for 5 minutes. Find a corner where the material is coming up and pull to remove. And changing the Denttach every 7 days is important to ensure proper hygiene and avoid bacterial or fungal complications. So the reason they want you to remove it every 7 days is to keep you from getting any of the nasty things that we as denture wearers do not want to get, like thrush, and we can get bronchitis real easy and pneumonia and all kinds of stuff, and we just don't want to get those, so it's important to keep up on the changing of your Denttach. But I have seen that some people, just as with cushion grip, can wear it for longer than 7 days. With cushion grip, I can wear it for a few weeks before I have to change it. So I'm curious to see if Denttach will be the same or if it's going to have to be changed after 7 days. So I'm pretty well settled in the mouth. Everything's settled down. It feels comfortable. It feels like it's in a good place. I'm starting to talk a little bit better without the lisp. So I think we're good, and we're going to leave it at that for tonight. And tomorrow, I'll come back after it's been a few hours and let you know how everything went. I'll show you if I have to trim anything, and we'll go from there. And we'll see if these are going to be wearable until my permanent set of dentures come. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope this video was able to help some of you. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments, and I'd be happy to help.